Hello everyone and welcome to a video that has not been copied at least 12 billion times already and does not cause controversy in the comments at all. That is, of course, an iRacing circuit tier list. Now, I've always been quite vocal on what tracks I like and dislike on this service, but I'm sure a few of you can already guess where some of my controversial opinions are going to go. But please do know this is just a matter of opinion. It doesn't really matter that much. And it is week 13, so I kind of need to just, being completely honest with you, I need to kind of house a video a little bit. So here we are, okay? So sit back and relax, get the popcorn, because there's going to be some opinions on some tracks that you simply will not agree with and some that you absolutely agree with. But it's fine. It is just an opinion, okay? So let's crack on with the video. And yeah, let's see just how controversial I suppose we can be. I'm not trying to be controversial, but, you know, with these tier list things, it's always the way. It's always the way. And it's week 13, right? There's nothing else. There's nothing else to do, right? You guys can watch this video and just comment below, or maybe do your own tier list as well. I'll leave a link in the description if you do fancy having a go at it yourself. But I'm going to start off with, well, Lemon's 24 Hours of Le Mans. I mean, there's no debate, is there, really? I don't think there can be a single debate on this one. It is going straight to the GOATs. There's no denying it. I don't think anyone can argue that, even if, I suppose, you're not exactly a big fan of the track. It's a GOAT. Like, Lemons is just a GOAT. It is, it always will be, and it will stay there. It cannot be knocked off. It is one of the best racetracks in the world, one of the best 24-hour races in the world. It is great for endurance racing. It is just a fantastic circuit. Just brilliant. Definitely one of the GOATs. Definitely one of the GOATs. So that's not controversial. So that's that. We're off to a good start. We're off to an absolutely fantastic start. Motorland Aragon. Now, this one here, right? I actually really enjoy it. Not many people have actually driven this. I believe it's kind of more suited to MotoGPs from what I've been told. But the actual track itself is a lot of fun. If you don't have the track, I'd highly recommend you go and purchase it because it is actually a lot of fun. It's not the most popular track in the world, and for that reason, I don't really think I can give it GOAT status at all or anything like that. It's not been around for that long, maybe 2 or 3 seasons. But it's definitely a good track. I definitely enjoy it. Only downsides to it, I suppose, is that it can be really, really hot, so it can be a bit of a tyre shredder. But apart from that, I think it's genuinely a really, really good, fun circuit. I've just realised how many tracks there are as well. This might take a while. We might have to cut this video down a little bit. We shall see. We shall see. Anyways, next up are Interlagos. I like Interlagos. Some may argue for the great. I don't think anybody would argue for GOAT. I'm not sure. But for me, I am just going to put Interlagos at good. I'll put Interlagos at good. I don't think it's great because I don't think you can do really much overtaking in the middle sector. You can do it on the main straight and after the center S's, but after that, I find it's very difficult to overtake. And again, it's one of those tracks that always seems to be absolutely boiling hot, obviously because it is in Brazil. So yeah, it's very, very tough to get overtaken down in the middle sector. And for that reason, I'll put it in good. I hope that's fair. It's a good circuit. Barber Motorsport Park. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember the last time I raced it. I don't know if I've raced on it yet. So I'm going to put that never raced or don't own. I do own it, but I don't think I've ever actually done an official race at that racetrack. So I can't actually say. I can't say anything about that because I've not actually done anything on it. Detroit. Don't know. It's not very popular. It's not very popular at all. It's a dangerous track. Concrete walls everywhere. Really easy to mess your car up. It's one of those tracks probably where you prefer to maybe hot lap it rather than race around it. And if you'd rather hot lap it than race around it, yeah, then I don't particularly think it's a very, very good racetrack. So I'm going to put it in bad. Probably the first one, really. Might be slightly controversial. I don't think it's actually that bad. Brands Hatch then. Brands Hatch is iconic, absolutely. But I don't know. I don't think it's that good. I think it's. I'm gonna put it in decent. I don't think it's that great. I think overtaking in the Brands Hatch is particularly difficult. And it's just grass wherever you go. If you go off, you're on the grass, and it's kind of game over. So it's very scary in that aspect of things. But I've never, I don't know, it's okay. It's never tickled my pickle. It's never tickled my pickle at all. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. I love it. I absolutely love it. But in multi-class, it's absolutely dreadful. Like you will die. You will not get through it. It is absolutely, it's a death trap. It really is a death trap. But the actual track itself, I really enjoy going around. I've got to be honest, but I'm gonna leave it at decent. I think I'm not gonna put it any higher than that. I think decent's fair. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I don't think I would class it as good in my opinion. Chicago, I don't actually own. I think I don't actually own that one. So I'll put it in never race or don't own. As for Spa, for me personally, remember, just my opinion on this one. God, the comments are going to absolutely rip me apart for this one. I am... I'm not going to put it in go. For me, I don't think it's go. So I'm gonna put it in great, because again, it's iconic. You know, it's got a 24-hour race. But yeah, I don't think it's the go. I don't think it's the go. I think it's a great track, but I don't think it's a go, to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe because I've never really been absolutely, I've never absolutely nailed a lap around there. I've never been fantastically quick at it, which probably alters my opinion a little bit on there. And if I think of all the 24-hour races, if you think of like Nurburgring, Lemons, and Spa, I would say out of those three 24-hour races, I think Spa's probably the least exciting out of the three. God. I feel like I'm going to get absolutely toasted in the comments for this. But it's a great track. It's a great track. I just haven't put it as a GOAT, so hopefully that's okay. But yeah, I think it's great. But I wouldn't put it as a GOAT. Not for me, personally. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, decent. For some reason, I always found this track on the Formula 1 games back in the day was absolutely amazing. I loved it. But I don't really race it too much in iRacing. It doesn't pop up too often. When it does, it's not the most popular track in the world. But I do find it is decent. I do enjoy the track, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to do like an endurance race or anything like that there. Or I've never really seen it selected, so don't know. I'm not too bothered about it. If I'm being completely frank. In F1, I quite enjoy watching the races there. But in terms of like actually on iRacing, doesn't get the best participation. And yeah, I don't think I've ever done an endurance race there. And if I have, I've already forgotten about it. So it can't be that decent. Jerez, I'm going to say decent. I'm going to put decent. I enjoy this track. I think it's got a real nice flow to it. But again, the problem that you got is it's always absolutely boiling. So your tyres absolutely get ripped to shreds. And it's not very popular. Again, it's just not very popular. There's not many participants. I enjoy the track. But I'm going to leave it at decent. It's not a bad track at all. I enjoy it, but I certainly wouldn't put it... I don't think I could put it any higher than that. It doesn't really get the participants it deserves. And I've seen the next track. And this one, for me, to be honest with you, I feel like actually watching races IRL, it's pretty good. I don't think it's that bad at all. Probably gets more hate than it deserves. iRacing, though, horrific. Terrible. Off tracks everywhere. What was it, like Sector 1, when they're going for the S's, they've got these horrible sausage curbs. And if you hit them, it's game over. You're flying into Narnia. So, Circuit of the Americas, horrible participation, horrible off tracks. You can destroy your car so easily on the curbs. It never gets a participation. It's a horrible track on iRacing. So, as for iRacing standards, it's a no. It's a big no-no from me. As for Fuji Speedway, oh God. If we're just talking about the last sector, for this track, I would put it in bad. The last sector on Fuji, for me, honestly, personally, is one of the worst. It was invented by Satan himself. It's horrific. That last corner, so bad. But as a track itself, it's between decent and bad. Again, an absolute tyre shredder. Yeah, I feel like if you're anything slower than like a prototype, say if you're in a GT3, you have to have like low wing and stuff, and then the fast, the fast corners, the rear easily steps out and tries to kill you. So yeah. Next up, Nurburgring. It's just a GP circuit. Now the GP circuit for me, again, it's decent. It's okay. It's nothing special. Yeah, I'm not interested really. I don't think it gets that much love in the community. It gets decent, I think, participation when it's on a series, but I think that's just more because people have bought it so they can do the actual Nürburgring, to be honest with you. I don't think too many people are actually that bothered about the GP circuit itself. And for that reason, I'm going to leave it in decent. I'm actually going to leave it in decent. It's okay, but I would not say it's bad. This one, Hungaroring. This one might cause a bit of controversy. I actually am going to say it's bad. I think it's a bad track. I don't know. I think turn one's a bit of a killer. It's very, it's like a death trap going into, I think might be like turn 4 for the hairpin. It's just too deadly at the hairpin, and it's very, very boring. It's a boring track. It really is very dull. There's nothing exciting about it whatsoever. It feels like it's got no character. It doesn't. There's nothing really to it. It's just a bit boring. It's a bit bland. There's no special corners. There's nothing. Yeah, I just feel like you could just lap around the circuit for hours and hours and just be like, it's just nothing to it. I know some of the old school fans saying about the Hockenheim ring when it went through the forest and stuff was probably a lot better, but I can't say I've ever experienced it, unfortunately. But I think the current one, Hockenheim ring, is bad. So again, that might be a little bit controversial. We'll see. Homestead, Miami, Speedway. I've raced it once. It was okay, but I'm gonna put it in bad. I don't think it really. I don't think anybody really cares for the circuit. I've got to be honest with you. The oval I'm sure is fine, but the actual circuit itself, going through the infield, I don't think anybody really cares. If that disappeared off the service, I don't think anyone would really care. So that's bad. Hungaroring, there is not one that goes low enough. Hungaroring is awful. It is an awful circuit. Again, might be a bit controversial, but for me, I think it's an awful circuit. Horrible to overtake. Doesn't feel like it's got a flow to it. There's like one straight where you can do something into turn 1, and that's it. Then it just feels like it's almost impossible to overtake. So for me, the Hungaroring, absolutely overrated in real life, in the sim. I just can't stand it. I just think it's an awful track. It really is. You might get away with having some mediocre fun in maybe like an F4 or a super Formula Art or something, but the actual track itself is just garbage. It's absolutely awful. Yeah, it's not great at all. So again, probably another controversial one there. To be honest with you, right, next one is Imola. Now, Imola, right, I am going to put straight in decent. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's a GOAT. I don't think it's that bad either. The thing I find with Imola is the off tracks are awful, and the chicane as well. It's got the 2 curbs in. I can't quite remember what the corners are called or the corner numbers, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it is. It's horrible to get right. The curbs are an absolute killer. So easy to get an off track there. Yeah, the whole circuit itself is quite easy to get off track in places, but that chicane kind of ruins it. If it didn't have that chicane and it was like, if it was like maybe just flat out through that, I would maybe even consider it as good, because the first sector is decent. I like the last 2 corners as well, and I like the corners actually, the 2 corners before the chicane. It's just the chicane kind of ruins it for me with the curbs. And the off track. So for that reason, I'm just going to leave it in decent. Charlotte Motor Speedway is like, there's 2 here. I'm going to put them both in bad. It's just a weird circuit. I feel like maybe if you're in like an MX-5, GT4 or something like that, you might enjoy it. But I don't know. It seems a bit. I feel like it feels small. It probably might not be, but to me it feels quite small, and I don't feel that you can have anything quicker really there than a GT3 car. So it limits itself to what cars can actually go around the track, and if that's the case, then I don't think you can really rank a track that highly for the surface anyway. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna see if I just leave this down here. Actually, I am gonna put that in bad. I don't think it's particularly great, if I'm being completely honest. Lime Rock Park. Lime Rock Park's a bit of a funny one, really, because it is, for me, I always find it a bit of a meme, but I always do tend to have some good fun races in there. Yeah, I don't know on this one. I'm putting so many in decent. But I don't think I can rank this thing higher than maybe like a Brands Hatch or something like that. So I'm gonna have to put it in decent again. Not in decent, sorry, but none of these really tickle my pickle, if I'm being honest. Okayama. Ooh, I've got no feelings for this track whatsoever. I'm not bothered about it at all. Like, again, it's one of those tracks. If it disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't even blink. I've got no love for the track at all. No feelings towards it. It just exists. It just exists. It's okay. Again, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it's got any sort of character to it, I guess. And yeah, it's just something I'm just not particularly interested in. I'm going to put it in bad for now, but, some people might disagree with me on that one. Alton Park as well. I mean, I remember it from when you're in rookies and D license, I feel like this track is quite popular. It pops up quite a bit. It is a free track as well, I believe. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Again, it's decent. I mean, it's got some memories from when I was in rookies and stuff, and awesome, that awesome time when you're just trying to learn the cars and the track and learning the service and stuff and how it all works. So yeah, it's decent, but I wouldn't put anything higher than that. Alton Park. Now, Alton Park for me, I absolutely love it. I love Alton Park. Like, I properly enjoy Alton Park. Is it turn 2 or 3 with the off track is so freaking annoying. It really is bad. But as a track itself, I absolutely love racing around it. It doesn't really make much sense because it seems quite thin. It seems quite awkward to overtake. But for some reason, I find it's got a really nice flow to it. And it's got a few different configurations with the chicanes. But I honestly, I know some of you are going to be like, how can you rate Alton Park higher than Interlagos? But I honestly, I just really enjoy Alton Park. I genuinely really do. Let me know in the comments if you're someone who enjoys Alton Park as well. But apart from the off track that you get in like I think it might be like technically turn 3. And you all know what I'm talking about, what corner. But yeah, I just really enjoy Alton Park. I really do. There's just something about it. There's something about Alton Park. It's just got something about it. And yeah. Fantastic, really is. I'm going to put Phoenix. I don't think I've ever raced there, so I'm going to put those down there. Right, Summit Point. Ah, God. Oh God, I don't know. Summit Point. I'm going to put indecent. I mean, it's okay. Again, nothing special about it. It's just one of those tracks that just exists, kind of more for like rookies and stuff for the slower class car. So it's there. But yeah, no rush to race around it. Tsukuba as well. I think Tsukuba's the same. I think lots of people will be like, oh no, it's good, great, or whatever, because some people like it for drifting and that kind of stuff, for Super Formula Lights or for F4 or whatever. But yeah, it does. Again, it's one of those tracks. It just doesn't really interest me, I don't think. Yeah, it's just there. But again, one of those tracks, if it disappeared, it wouldn't bother me because I never really care about it too much. Laguna Seca. Now, I've actually driven here quite recently, and before I drove there, for the first time in a long time, I thought it was okay, but I'm actually going to put this in good. I I actually think, obviously, you've got the you got the corkscrew, which is very famous. But the actual track itself to race around is actually a lot of fun. Like in high-speed cars as well, GT3s, LMP2s, that kind of range. Like it just feels absolutely rapid, and you could be right on the edge of some of the corners. LMP3 especially feels amazing here, I found. So I'm actually going to put that in good. I actually really enjoy it, and the fact it's free as well. You can't be angry at that. Indianapolis. Indianapolis Oval, fantastic. We just did the Indy 500 this weekend. As a road circuit, though, it's indecent, but you might argue it could be in bad. They've got like a weird kind of chicane at the end now. Depends on your configuration, of course. But instead of like in the old days where it would sweep all the way around the banking and the grandstands and stuff, there's like chicane before you get onto the main straight. But no, it's okay. But again, I'm in no rush to race there. No rush at all. So yeah, I think decent for now. Knock Hill. I have to put it in bad. Right? I know it sounds. I don't want to. So if I don't want to, I shouldn't have to. I can just put it in decent, right? But it's a bit of a meme, isn't it? It's a bit of a meme. I mean, laps are about 40 to 50 seconds. It's really tough to overtake there. Yeah, I mean, at Knock Hill, I feel like you could race there for like 20 minutes, and then after that, you get bored. So, I've got to put it in bad, but I can understand the argument if you want to put it in decent, because it's like a bit of a meme. Like everyone's, it's been Knock Hill, it's a bit of fun, it's great fun, all this kind of stuff. But if you get bored of a track after 20 minutes of racing around it, I don't think it's a very good track. So I'm going to put Knock Hill in bad. Knock Hill in bad. All right. I'm not going to... Silverstone 2008, I'm going to ignore the 2008 ones. Long Beach is good. I like Long Beach. I like Long Beach at all. I like Long Beach a lot. I think it's... I do think it's good circuit. Bit of a death trap. Turn 1 especially. And the hairpin as well at the end as well. The hairpin at the end in turn 1. They're a bit of death traps. But if you're racing like GT3s, LMP2s, GTPs, like racing around that track at speed, close to the walls, is a lot of fun. Is actually a lot of fun. Multi-class racing is quite funny as well, because if you get held up there, you get held up a lot. So it can be a bit frustrating, but it is honestly a lot of fun. It's one of those races, if you just don't die, you will do well. And for me, Long Beach, I actually quite enjoy Long Beach whenever I go there. So I'm going to leave Long Beach in good. I think Long Beach is a good track. I enjoy it a lot. Magny-Cours, bad. Straight away. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it at all. It was horrific, I think, when F1 went there. And I don't think it's much better this day and age. I don't think it's a good track. And I don't think many people look forward to racing it. So yeah, I've put it in bad because I don't think it's particularly great, if I'm being honest. Monza, for me, that goes straight to GOAT status. I think you can have good races, whatever car you're in. It is iconic. It's a fantastic circuit. It's just a brilliant track. I know some may not like it because it's like a slipstream or a draft fest, whatever you want to call it. But I actually really enjoy Monza as a track. It is absolutely up there with the GOATs. It's hard not to have a good race at Monza, I find. It is just really, really fun. I mean, turn 1, let's be honest, turn 1 can be a little bit controversial and be a bit of a meme, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Motorsport Arena, I do have this, but I cannot remember the last time I drove around it, so I'm going to put it in never race or don't own, because honestly, I don't remember it. I really don't remember it, so I don't think it's fair to rate it, to be honest with you, because I couldn't really give an opinion on it because I can't even remember, to be honest. Same with Mount Washington. I don't own it. I don't own it, so I couldn't give an opinion on that. New Jersey as well. Couldn't tell you. Phillip Island. Now, I've only done 2 races at this track. And I find it's got quite a high like kind of death rate. There's lots of meatballs and lots of people just crashing out. I think again one of those circuits that, correct me if I'm wrong, is more of a MotoGP circuit, but it is a good circuit nonetheless. I do enjoy going around the track, but I wouldn't put it any more than decent. I wouldn't put it any more than decent. It's good. Like it's okay. It's okay. It's not bad, but I wouldn't go like, yeah, this is a really good circuit. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, nothing really much to say about Phillip Island. Red Bull Ring. I suppose it gets good participation. Some races can be good, but honestly, I want to put it in bad. I want to put it in bad for iRacing. It's super easy to get off tracks. Like, it destroys your license. It's super easy to get off tracks. And I find it's very, very boring after 10, 15 minutes. Like, if you're racing at Red Bull Ring in a GT3 or something, it's a very, very boring circuit. Nothing really happens at all. Turn 1 is make or break for your lap. But I've never, like, it's just one of those circuits. It's just a bit boring, if you ask me. It's very short. Like, it's so easy to get off tracks and slowdowns. I don't think the racing is great. There always seems to be, if people go for moves in turn 1 or turn 3, there always seems to be some sort of death. Yeah, I just think it's a bit boring. Sorry, guys. I don't think it's a good circuit, if I'm being honest. Nurburgring Nordschleife. I mean, this is easy. I mean, if you don't put it in GOAT, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, it is by far one of the best tracks ever. It is absolutely fantastic. The only thing I wish is what we could have more cars going around the circuit when we're actually racing around it. 55, 60 cars is nowhere near enough. But the actual Nordschleife itself is iconic. You know, nothing will ever be like it at all whatsoever. And yeah, it's an easy go. It's an easy go, that's for sure. Again, with this track here, I've raced it once or twice, but I don't want to give an opinion on it because I've never done an official race in it. We did like a week 13 meme races on it, so yeah, nothing like, no opinion on it at all, to be honest with you. Sandown. It's okay. I wish there was an okay section. Instead of a decent. It's okay, man. It's okay. Like, it's okay. You know. Oh, I'm gonna put these okay. They're okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna change that to okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, not bothered about it at all. Oh, right. Okay, right. This next one, there's gonna be a lot of people that disagree with me in the comments. This is the one that I feared the most, was Sebring. And I'm gonna get some slack for this. I'm gonna get some slack for this, all right? But it's bad. I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it. I hate to say it for the fact that you guys are gonna rinse me in the comments. But I genuinely don't think it's a good circuit. I genuinely don't think it's a good circuit. I really don't. I think the only thing, like, it's just, wow. God, I don't even know how to say this, but like, it used to be an old airfield, and it's bumpy. So what? It's not good. Like, honestly, I don't think it's good. Sunset's got about 12 billion lines into it, and it's so bumpy, and it's just there's so many corners there that just suck. They just absolutely suck. That horrible. The curbs are awful. The corners are awful. I just don't like it. I really, really, really don't like the track. And we've won here before. I don't think my pace is bad here at all. So I think it's a pace thing, but I just genuinely do not like this circuit. You know, I don't know. It just does not do anything for me. And I honestly think for a track, I don't think it's good. I really, really don't think. I think some of the corners are horrific. Yeah, I just don't like it. Just don't like it at all. I really don't. Anyways, can't wait to read the comments on that one. Silverstone. I'm going to put it good, but I'm not going to put it great. It's good for multi-class racing. Bit of a tyre shredder, to be honest with you. High-speed stuff like LMP2 and GTPs are good fun here. Formula cars as well. GT3s can be a little bit boring, but it's okay. But I actually do think it's a good circuit. I mean, Maggots and Beckett's absolutely iconic. I do think it's a good circuit, but I could see some of the arguments for saying it's okay. Participation levels at Silverstone are never fantastic, but I enjoy the circuit. I enjoy the circuit. It's great to watch races there as well. But no, yeah, I actually do think it's a good circuit. Snetterton as well, just okay, Lots of okays, but nah, not bothered about it. Not bothered about Snetterton at all, to be honest with you. It's okay. Nothing really to say about Snetterton. Just a bit average. Not as good, if you ask me, as Brands Hatch or Alton Park. It's just okay. Suzuka. Oh god, now I think I might get cooked for this one as well. Oh god, I'm honestly, I'm between good and bad and okay. Now again, there's going to be so many of you like just screaming at me here. Just an opinion, remember that. But yeah, I don't know. I do feel like it is so overrated, Suzuka. I really do think it's so overrated, and you can tell it's overrated by the numbers it gets in participations. Right, people scream and say how good this circuit is, but when it actually comes to, you know, when it's, say, at IMSA or VRS, whatever, the numbers aren't great. Like, they're okay. They're absolutely average. They're not, you know, they're not as good as people make out the circuit to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's bad. But I'm gonna put it in okay. It's okay. Again, lots of okays, but I really don't think it's a good circuit. I really don't think it's a good circuit. 130 yards, a death trap in anything that doesn't have a decent amount of downforce. And yeah, I just think it's overrated and overhyped, to be honest with you. So yeah. Oh god. Twin ring Motegi, again, it's just an okay. Like, it's just an okay. I've done a few races here. I've enjoyed when I've gone around it, but it's a bit bland. Nothing to it really. It's a bit flat, bit boring, but it's okay. I wouldn't say it was a bad circuit. It's not wide enough for multi-class, and you can have some decent racing around there. There's decent overtaking opportunities into many corners, so yeah, it can lead to some good racing, but participation levels for this circuit are always low. You know, if they're always low, there's a feeling for that. Barcelona, Catalunya. Ooh. I want to put this in bad. An absolute tyre shredder. Very, very difficult to overtake apart from into turn one. And yeah, it just does not seem to have a flow to it at all. And yeah, like I said, it just destroys tyres. It's not fantastic. It's not fantastic, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know. There might be a few people disagree with that one. Some of you might actually put it in okay, but honestly, I feel like bad is where it belongs. It just doesn't really tend to have any good races there at all, to be honest with you. So it goes bad. Zandvoort. I'm not a fan of it. I'll be honest. Again, very tricky to overtake. Yeah, I don't think multi-class racing here is particularly good either. I'm gonna put it in bad. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't particularly tick with Zandvoort. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. It is not my cup of tea. And same, crikey. Same with Zolder as well. I think the track itself is really boring. I think it's a boring circuit, Zolder. Yeah, it's pretty boring. Just nothing to it. No feeling for it. No feeling for it at all. Now, this one is quite controversial because there are people that absolutely love this circuit, myself included, and people that absolutely hate it. For me, Daytona is one of the GOATs. The 24-hour race is always amazing. Every race I seem to have on this service at Daytona is fantastic. always gets really good participation levels. As long as you're okay with a bus stop, it's good for off tracks as well for your SR and stuff like that. You can have some very, very good racing. 24-hour races always popular. It's the most popular one of the year, Daytona. And for me, it's one of the GOATs. It's fantastic to race around. Yeah, it's a bit of a slipstream fest, but you know, I think if you're an LMP2 or GTP, maybe something like that, you can make up for the slipstream fest and make it up in the corners. GT3s, you will kind of struggle. Anything slower than that, the toe is absolutely vital. But I think it's a great track. I absolutely love racing around there, and for me, it is one of the GOATs. One of the GOATs, I think, for sure. Donington Park, I actually like it. It's difficult. I'd say it's difficult to overtake, but I feel like Donington's got like a really nice. It's got a nice flow to it. Once you get going in like a GT3 around Donington, I actually think it's got a really nice flow to it, even in some of the slower cars. It's got a really nice flow to it. It's got a bit of character as well. You know, lots of uphill and downhill sections. Particularly after turn 1, you go straight downhill, and then you go straight back up again. And yeah, a few different layouts as well. I like Donington. I think it's got a little bit of character to it. It's not just completely flat. It's got some pretty cool corners in it. So yeah, I think Donington's good. I enjoy Donington. I certainly enjoy Donington more than Brands Hatch or Snetterton, if you ask me. Personally, I enjoy it more than any of these circuits in the okay or bad section, that's for sure. Mid-Ohio, I've been racing there recently. It is absolutely crazy, Mid-Ohio. It's definitely got character, that's for sure. Difficult to race. I can't really extract the pace there for myself, so I could really do with doing some more practice there and finding the pace. Very difficult to do multi-class racing, but it's okay. It's okay. Nothing more than that. It's not good. It's not great. It's not bad either. So we'll put it in okay. Bathurst for me, straight to the GOATs. I think is one of the best circuits. Absolutely iconic. Not boring at all. Yeah, loads of character and yeah, just very, very fun. You could argue it's difficult to overtake there, which I 100% agree with. You can only really do it into the last corner and then turn 2 as well. The uphill right-hander before you start going up the mountain. But yeah, I think it's iconic. The Bathurst 12 hour is always popular. Whenever Bathurst pops up on the tracks for iRacing, it's always good. Like, people always enjoy it. It always gets good participation levels. So therefore, for me, I am going to put it at the GOAT. I think it's one of the GOATs for sure. All right, Road America, I've got to be honest with you, I was scared for when this pops up. I hate Road America. I hate Road America. Probably that and Sebring's probably going to be the most controversial, I think. I hate Road America. I've never enjoyed the place. I cannot enjoy the place at all. It's one of those circuits, always gets good participation. It's every week it seems to be somewhere. It's so popular on the service, it really is. But I personally I've never, ever enjoyed the track. Yeah, there are so many corners that I just do not enjoy. I think is it the fast right-hander? I want to say it's the curve. It might be wrong. But yeah, again, GT3 or slower, it's a bit of a death trap. Multi-class racing here as well can be a bit of a death trap as well. Turn 1 is so easy to go wide. Again, it's probably a skill issue. It probably is, but Road America, it's one of those tracks, it pops up so often that even if I wanted to enjoy it, I feel like I simply couldn't, because it's just always there. It's every week, it's somewhere. It's so used. Yeah, I just can't. Like, it's just not for me. I honestly, yeah, just don't enjoy it. Road Atlanta, I want to put as... for me, it's between like good and great. I'm going to put it as good. I enjoy racing around the track a lot. It is fun. The first section, specifically, is a lot of fun. It's a bit of a death trap though, again. It's so easy to die in sector 1 of the track. But yeah, it's a fun track. It is a good fun track. So I'm gonna leave that in good. I'm going to leave that in good, if you ask me. I think it's a good track. Sonoma Raceway, I don't mind it, but participation is always shockingly low here. And turn 1 and 2, you can easily die here in anything with, that doesn't have any decent downforce. So I'm going to put it in bad. I'm going to put it in bad. to be honest with you. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much what I need to say about that one. VIR, I'm going to put straight to great. I love VIR. I think it's fantastic. It's literally a roller coaster. It's a free track, and it's probably one of the best, if not the best, free track on the service. It's fantastic. If you've not driven around it, I highly recommend you do. Loads of different configurations on it as well. You can have fun in slow cars, fast cars. You can have multi-class racing here, even though it is a little bit scary. VIR is honestly bloody-tastic. I absolutely love it. I'm almost at the point of putting that in the GOAT, because I honestly, it's brilliant. Does not have the status of these top 5 here, so it will stay at great. But honestly, I love VIR. Love VIR. I think it's an awesome circuit. Absolutely awesome. Watkins Glen. It feels like I'm hating on a lot of these American tracks. I'm not, because VIR's up there, and Road Atlanta's up there as well. Same with Long Beach. But Watkins Glen, mate. Watkins Glen, bus stop chicane, absolute death trap. Destroys tyres, absolute destroys tyres. Whenever there's an official race here, so many people die. So many people die. I don't quite get the love. Yeah, yes, it can have a nice flow to it, but, you know, it's an absolute tyre shredder, and so many people die at this track. It's just, the bus stop is an absolute nightmare. A horrible bump as well, even if you don't have the bus stop. It's just, for me, it's a death trap. I'm gonna get so many people hate on me for this. I'm gonna have Sebring, Road America, and Watkins Glen in bad. Please don't hate me. It's just my opinion, man. Oh man, oh god, this is not gonna go down well, is it? Oh man, oh dear. Well, they're at the end, so if people haven't made it to the end of the video, maybe I won't get too much hate. Willow Springs, don't think I've ever raced there. Winton, I don't think I've ever raced there either. Maybe once, but I honestly don't remember it. But there you go. That's my list for the tracks of iRacing. There's a few that are missing because this is 2023, but I feel like it's pretty up to date. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm sure many of you are going to. But I'm going to get absolutely cooked for this. I feel like I'm going to get absolutely cooked for some of these decisions. I feel like I'm going to get cooked for not putting Spa in greats. I feel like I'm going to get cooked for that. And I feel like I might get cooked for like putting maybe like Long Beach or Silverstone above Watkins, Road America, Sebring, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's just my opinion on it. You know, from doing iRacing for a couple of years now, you know, those are just my thoughts on it. But anyways, if you do want to do this yourself, I'll leave a link in the description to if you want to leave your own ratings, and you can join the Discord as well, my Discord, and give me your rankings as well. Let me know what you think in the comments and in my Discord. But thanks very much for watching. Enjoy week 13 if you're watching this video during week 13. Enjoy the new Mustang, enjoy the new Corvette. I won't be doing it until I get back, and then I'll be doing the majors. But fingers crossed, you enjoy the cars, you enjoy week 13, and you enjoy this video. Please do make sure to hit the old like button, subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll leave you guys to it. Have an awesome week. Ta-da.